Greetings from Honor Crosswind, everyone. Today in this video I'm going to discuss a bit of a stop motion tutorial about how you can get into Claymation and 2D animation all together in one fell swoop. So with Claymation, you really do actually have to get around getting the materials for it. Even paper craft would work, like getting paper materials instead of just the modeling clay. Anything you can get a hold of physically that helps you film the animation. You also could just use Stopmotion instead of the high-end ones like Dragon Frame and Stopmotion Pro Eclipse. Just get Stopmotion instead, and you have that for free instead. And then just get whatever paper cut materials you can get. Any pieces of paper they can get and cut into shapes. If you have any markers or construction paper, use those as well for colors. And draw on it with a pen or pencil if you can, and then edit them as you can without having to get into too much of the clays. If you can get the clay, I would recommend starting off with Van Aken, and then as you get skilled mixing the colors, because Van Aken is good for mixing colors, then you start to try to get into Nuplast, which you have to get international usually from the United Kingdom. Buy Nuplast only after you've already been mastering Van Aken locally for your Hobby Lobby or any of the hobby craft store, and then see what you can do from there. So, getting into the animation process for Claymation, all you have to do is do what comfortably makes you feel good with animating each and every single frame. So if you think you moved it a little bit, just go with it. You'll usually get to about 12 frames per second on average if you're very clever like I've been over the last 5 years. You'll find a way to animate it in such a way where you get at least 6 to 12 frames per second in animation processing. And that's at least if you had the skill I did when I was starting off. I was lucky, I already knew how to do it for some reason starting off, so I didn't have to train with specific precision. But there you go. As we get into 2D animation, I had a background where I was able to get to 2D animation this year recently with some skills in having been done with Claymation for 5 years. So when I got into 2D, my thing was I got the free software blended from Steam, the Steam version, and I did that for a few weeks, and then I got into the home of 2D, which I was able to do for a few more weeks. And my experience from 2D animation as far as Claymation was concerned is that it involves just about the right amount of precision as well. You have to animate with every precise frame and make sure that it goes cleanly, only this time it's automated in a way where you have to actually measure it exactly as it shows up, or you will not be able to animate it properly. So you have to be very careful when animating in 2D. What you have to do with 2D is you go into every little frame, and even if you don't have like a drawing pen, you can use your mouse. You can use your mouse and draw every single frame as it shows up, and then use editing in the software where you can actually measure up to any other frame you drew and use that as a standalone. What I mean by that is you draw a frame and then you edit the picture itself as a whole set later on in the animation, instead of redrawing the same frame over and over again. I hope that makes sense for now. But using 2D animation as a learning curve from Claymation is a good way to do it, because Claymation will teach you how to be patient with animation. It will also show you that there are other ways to do animation without using a lot of money just to buy the modeling props for the kit on Claymation, as you would have if you have to do that in 2D animation. That's even better. You save a lot of money doing 2D than you would if you just did Claymation at first, and then you can just learn the curves of doing 2D animation without spending or breaking your bank on the money for funding. That's all I got for now, guys. Stay still, because Stopmotion is on the move. I will see you in more 2D animation covers for anime and cartoons. Take care, everyone. Bye.